Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's that time. Phoenix EOD Hydra rinseless V3. What makes it better than the V1 here? Well, I'm going to tell you in a minute. But let's start with, why did you never see a V1 video from me? Well, I'm going to show you this clip right here. Again, 1 in 256, 6 out of 10 as a waterless wash dilution of 1 to 128. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. As glass cleaner, I'm going to give that an 8 to maybe even 9 out of 10. That really shocked me. So, and then their sponge that you see in the bucket here, that sponge is a 3 out of 10. All right, guys. So now that you saw why I didn't release a V1, well, number one, I don't want to trash a company. I don't want to trash a product. And I believe in Phoenix EOD. And why do I believe in Phoenix EOD? Because Aaron is a owner who believes in giving it back to the community. And what do I mean by that? He's got a program called the Pay It Forward campaign. What the Pay It Forward campaign, in fact, it's the Pay It Forward campaign page is linked below in my description. And I recommend that everybody go to that page, check it out, donate if you can. So what this is a program where during the year, so all year long, Aaron collects donations of detailing products, whether it's the actual products, gift cards to his website or store, whatever you want to call it, and or monetary donations, I believe. And at the end of the year, he selects deserving individuals. Well, hopefully this year, hopefully is the best ever, and there's multiple deserving individuals. But he picks out these people and he pays it forward. He gives them these products and donations in order to change their life, get them back on track, etc. And well, that's something that I really believe in. Number two, why have I not trashed this? Okay, made in America. He's an American owner, or American-based business, I should say. Made in America. And well, I am in America, and I really believe in helping my fellow countrymen, so to speak. Fellow citizens, etc. So that's one thing I believe in, you know. And well, to be honest, this is another reason why. Cost. The 8-ounce bottle, $9.99 is what he sells them for on their website. 16-ounce bottle, $14.99, which is still cheaper than other brands' 16-ounce bottles. 32-ounce bottle. Now this is where we get a little bit weird. $24.99. Now I understand, because the Koshemi and Gion, their new bottles are 1 liters, and they come in at $19.99. But to be honest with you, at $24.99 for 32 ounces, well worth it for the new V3. Now this is where it gets really cool, and this is why I have this one, all right? Because a gallon is $44.99, making it amongst the cheapest in the industry. That's right, $44.99 for a whole gallon makes it the cheapest. In fact, if you were to go with that 1 liter size of $19.99, you know, because they don't sell by the 5 liter or 4 liter, you have to buy 4 of those, which makes it $80 for about the same amount as this is, $44.99. And other brands out there are $49.99, $54.99, $69.99. You know, in fact, one of the brands I just did a video on that I said it was great was $69.99 for a gallon. So having said that, that's what makes this a fantastic deal. Not only that, go to his website, go to the Phoenix EOD website, sign up for their email list, because he occasionally, and I believe like major holidays, things like that, you'll get an email saying, hey, stuff is on sale right now. And what does that mean? The week that this came out, I got an email, 20% off. So that $44.99 bottle or gallon became, what was that, $33.99? $33.99 for a gallon of rinseless wash? As good as this? Come on, guys, no brainer. So what makes this as good? What makes this better than the V1? All right. Well, number one, it's not the color. Okay. It's not their packaging, because, well, there's no label that says V3 on here, so it's the same. My label is upside down, which, what the F, okay? I got to turn it upside down to read it. And not only that, but it says the dilution ratio on here is 1 to 128. Where on your website it says 1 to 256. So that doesn't make this better. You screwed that up. What makes it better? Well, according to Aaron, it's because they found a new surfactant to use. In fact, this surfactant, he says, is some of the most expensive surfactants out there, but it's super lubricious, and it has amazing cleaning power. In fact, not only does it have amazing cleaning power, what he did is, when they were testing and trying to use this stuff in their product, he actually found that it worked really well, and he decided to double it up. He added even more of the same surfactant. And what he wanted to do is, the original version didn't foam. All right, so there was no foaming capability with the original version. He wanted to make sure that the new one, the V3, did not foam. And I can honestly say, even at 128 to 1, there is no foaming whatsoever going on when you're rinsing the sponge, when you're spraying it, when you're like dumping it in from one bucket to another. There is zero foam showing up in that bucket. That's what rinseless wash is about. I absolutely cannot stand foaming rinseless wash. If I wanted soap on the surface, I would just put soap on the surface, or foam, or whatever it is. I would just spray it on there. This, no suds. Number one. Okay, I mentioned the surfactant. He calls it, in fact, after he doubled the amount of surfactant, this super surfactant, I guess you could say, he dubbed it lightning in a bottle. And I have to, I really have to agree, after testing, I think he's onto something. So, having said that, I've tested it now, and in fact, you're gonna see in the video, I tested it with the double flips, and I tested it with the Ultra Safe sponge from the Rag Company on video, but I've also tested it using the DIY Detail Legacy sponge, and I can honestly say that feels just as good as anything else. The towel with the 256 to 1 felt like any other, actually a little bit better than other products at 256 to 1. At 128 to 1, felt really good. The sponge at both dilutions with the DIY Detail and the Rag Company sponge felt great. Before I get to the testing, all the products will be linked below, but I also have on the timeline, I now put all my timelines, you know, so if you're bored, you know, go ahead and switch to, you know, the 256 to 1 testing, 128 to 1 testing, final thoughts, whatever it is. There's time codes below, they're linked below and on the screen, so if you touch your screen and scroll across, you'll see the timelines. And you know, I really want to make it easier for people to watch the video and not get super bored. So hopefully I didn't super bore you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and give me a like, give me a subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet and you like this video. So I really appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Here's the video. I mixed 3 gallons of water with 1.5 ounces of product, and I filled up the sprayer, and then I just put a bunch in there. I saved probably 1 sprayer's worth in the bucket left over, so in case I need more. And then I filled the rest with a bucket. And as you can see, there's no foam in here. In fact, if I keep squeezing this, like, that's really good. I really like that. So, in fact, with all other tests, we normally check the double flip first, so we'll wring some of it out. And we'll start at the back. With the towel, not super slick. There's definitely slicker stuff out there. The SiO2 versions always seem to be much slicker these days. On the towel anyway, based on my experience. And even if we go a little bit lower, still the same issue. Not grabby, definitely not grabby, but just not super slick. Again, it was not grabby, but it was not the slickest either. I'd say as polymer or not, actually no. As surfactant rinseless products go, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, to me it was fairly slick as surfactant products go. Not as slick as polymer, not as slick as SaO2, but as surfactant products go, not bad. Let's get the sponge. So on the sponge feel, it's definitely slicker at 256:1 than the other Phoenix Hydra version, the last version that I tested. Absolutely way better. Let me flip this over and switch hands. And it stays fairly slick all the way down. It's actually pretty good. Kind of like it. It feels slick. Let me rinse out. They don't put any scent in the product, so there's that. You know, I mean, if you don't like, you know, heavy scents or something while you're washing, I don't smell any like chemical smell. There's just no scent in it at all. But it appeared to clean everything. You know, we did go through, but on the back, it is drying. In fact, the door's mostly dry. I did go over it twice, and I do see some of the streaks from where it was drying off. Some of the, I guess, surfactant streaks going across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just spray this down really quick again and then get to drying. It's not super slick. The actual paint, however, it does not feel like it has a bit of slickness left. It is not grabby, I guess, would be like a pure surfactant based product. It does not feel like super, I guess, super clean would be the term. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. And if I go, in fact, even across here, you could see all the dried spots. So let's just do that really quick. We'll go across and see how they wipe off. And very easy to wipe off. I'm putting no pressure. I don't want to like scratch my car, but I don't really see any of those spots left. Let's check out all these spots on the glass. And I'm not using pressure, I'm just going over it multiple times, but all the spots do come off, not an issue. On the piano trim, or on the piano black, nothing, no spots left over. And on the back window, I got like two little drops that haven't dried, but if I go over it with the towel, they just come right off. So no issues on the dry. Let me apply some more product, because I don't want to just go over the dry with a dry towel. Let me apply a little bit more to the doors and go off the dry off on that. All right, so I've reapplied a fine mist to the back door, and let's see how that feels. That's actually pretty nice. The towel definitely glides really nice and smooth on a wet surface like this. I like that. Now this is super slick. I mean, this sponge is just gliding across the surface. This is fantastic. I'm gonna have to do a lot more testing when this, like with some really dirty stuff, but as far as the sponge goes, I mean, this thing is just gliding across the surface. You know, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, this is, you could just see it like, you know, it's sliding, but yeah, this is on horizontal, like this is nice. Let's see if how it feels on the dry off. Again, now the towel has been used, so it's a little bit damp already. So on the horizontal, in fact, you could see I'm not even really holding the towel, like to keep it from bunching up, but it is going across the surface. You could see just going across, and it is not bunching up on me at all like it does with other products. So that is a definite plus. So anyway, that is the Hydra version 3 right there. First test, first initial impressions. We'll be right back with what I'm going to do, because that was mixed 256:1, just like I did with the other version that you saw in those clips. I'm actually going to dilute it because, as I mentioned earlier, the label on the in fact, let me show you. The label on this says an ounce for each gallon of water in my wash bucket. So we're gonna do it according to the website, which we just did, and I really like it. It leaves the paint nice and smooth. It's not super slick like an SiO2. It's just smooth. It's clean. It's not grabby clean. It's just smooth. But we're gonna test it out now with the 1:128, and we're gonna see if there's any difference. So we'll be right back. Hey, so this is pretty cool, actually. I'm in the park, filming another video behind me, and well, this is really cool. Let me show you. I look out of the corner of my eye, and I think that like somebody, like a garbage bag blew across the parking lot or something. So I look over and well, check this thing out. That's right, we have a big ass old turtle. He just came crawling across out of the woods, came crawling across the parking lot. And well, yeah, we're gonna say hi, and then yeah, we're gonna get going, and hopefully he winds up safe. So anyway, guys, you never know what you're gonna see when you're filming content or recording content for YouTube. All right, we're back with the Hydra, the new version 3.0 again, we're gonna do a 1:128 dilution in the bucket this time. So 1 ounce per gallon. And you know, they recommend 1 ounce per every 2 to 3 gallons, but in the V1, I guess, with the previous test that you saw the clip of, it really did. The original one was kind of slick at 1:128. There was a huge difference. So I want to see just how big of a difference maybe there is with this at 1:128, because honestly, a gallon of it is cheap enough to where even 1 ounce per gallon, you're getting a whole lot of value out of that gallon. So, you know, anyway, let's give this a shot. So, and you could see we have a nice dirty car. Taking one for the team. I'm only going to put a pre-spray. I'm not going to completely rinse. And then what we're going to do, I got the door, and then we're going to test it on the hood again. We got some rain and everything, so we'll do that. All right, we're just going to wring out our sponge a little bit. We still want some of that dripping that you see. Oh, and holy cow, yeah, 1:128. That's some nice slickness. Definitely slick on the sponge with the 1:128, even on the side panel. And you could, in fact, even wet, you can feel that slickness. In fact, Well, yeah, let me see how this dries off on the side. All right, so we have our same towel as with the other dilution. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is, honestly, guys, like, you don't need to dilute it at 1 to 128. But if I, you know, I mean, that was too easy. That was nice and slick. Towel didn't want to bunch up at all. That felt great. I mean, it was, that was really nice. So I'm going to use the double flip on the back door now. Let's see if this feels any slicker than it does, or than it did the other day when I tested this with the 1 to 256. Oh my God, big difference. Flip it over, get the bottom. Yeah, guys, this is definitely a night and day difference on the double flip. I mean, this is like super smooth feeling. I don't want to say like it's super slick, but definitely it just glides across the surface. There's no grabbiness at all. It feels fantastic with the double flips. All right, so we're gonna do half the hood with the double flip. Again, 1 to 128. And yeah, this is, at 1 to 128 dilution, this is much slicker than with the 1 to 256. And you would expect that. But let's go across. I'm gonna open this up to a clean side, because I want to see if it leaves anything behind as far as polymer spots that we have to wipe. I'm just going to kind of let this dry on the surface. So let's hit the sponge side and we'll be right back. All right, so we have the 1 to 128. We're going to do the sponge now. And yeah, this is super slick. Like, when Aaron said it's lightning in a bottle. So number one, this is a vast improvement. Even at 1 to 256, it is a vast improvement over the original V1 that I had tried out. And to be honest, this at 1 to 256, the version 3 at 1 to 256 kind of feels like the version 1 at 1 to 128. But this, though, even though is, I mean, this is like super slick. On this surface, just like this, at 1 to 128, this almost feels like an SiO2. Yeah, I mean, this feels really nice. And again, this is an uncoated car, so it's not like this is gonna glide across real easy. It's unprotected paint. But at 1 to 128, I'm sorry, this just goes across, it glides across. I mean, it's, you know, it just slides across. I don't know what else to say. This is fantastic. Let's see how the towel performance. Let's see which is the dry side. All right, this is the dry side. Let's see if this feels like it's gonna bunch up. Oh no, this is, yeah, even on the dry off, even on the dry off, the towel just glides across without feeling like it needs to bunch up. The dry off is just so easy. All right, so on the right side of the hood, I wiped off with the towel and it's completely clean. In fact, there's a nice slickness there left behind. It's again, it's not an SiO2 slick, but there is a nice slickness. And it's not polymer slick either. There's like an in-between. I can't describe that, but even on the on the side that I did with the double flip and I just let it dry, I do see spots. There are some like rinseless spots. In fact, the only way that you're going to see them is actually looking into the light with me here. Yeah, in fact, the only way to see them is by looking with the sun at a certain angle. You could see them, and it literally just looks like little water spots. So I'm going to take my towel and see if they come right off. All right, and this is very hot right now. But no, when they're completely dried on here, they are not coming off super easy. So I'm gonna spray a little bit and see if they come off. All right, so you can see we got more water on the panel. And well, let's see if that emulsified and dries off now. And that seems to have done the trick, because now even looking in the sun, I don't see any spots whatsoever in the sun. The Hydra V3 is no joke. It is a vast improvement over the original that I had tested out. In fact, the original that I tested out wasn't all that impressive whatsoever. I think I rated it like, in fact, it's in the video earlier, I rated it like a 6 out of 10. Pretty low on the scale, just because there was really nothing special about it. It was just, you know. And, well, this new one, definitely really good. In fact, for a surfactant-based product, number one, surfactant-based, there's no scent to it at all. It has a little chemical smell. A little bit like because I travel and I put it in a 5-gallon bucket with the lid, when I take the lid off, there's a little bit of a chemical smell. Other than that, there's no odor to it at all. So, you know, it's got that going for it. If you don't like any smells, or, you know, maybe you hate grape, maybe you hate cherry, you hate lemon, lime, you know, whatever it is, if you don't like that stuff, this one has no scent to it. So that's a plus, number one. Number two, it's very economical, at 1 to 256 and at $44.99 a gallon. Fantastic deal. Even, you know, when they sell this stuff on Amazon, as of the recording, I don't think the Amazon version is the version 3 though yet. I think they might still be going through the version 1, so don't quote me on that. By the time you see this, they may have version 3. Unfortunately, they don't put different labels on the products or a sticker or anything like that. I wish they would. But having said that, at 1 to 128, in fact, I'm just going to always use this at 1 to 128 because the performance is absolutely phenomenal. And in fact, with the double flip towels, it's even slick with the double flips, which normally that's not happening with other products that I've tested. Usually the sponge is either slicker or the double flip, you know, is SiO2 is slicker, whatever. But this is just, it's great. That's all I can really say. I mean, easily 7 out of 10. All right, guys, so let me break in right here. As I was editing the video earlier, I noticed that I had said 7 out of 10 just now for the new V3, especially at the 128 to 1 dilution. Honestly, easy 8 out of 10. Like, it's super slick. It's fantastic. It cleans really well. It's easily on par with that McKee's V2 or the DIY Detail V2. Yeah, for this is definitely, if you're looking for a surfactant-based product, this is a top 5. I'd be hard pressed. I think it's a top 5 overall, honestly, for surfactant-based especially. Leaves really nothing on the surface. In fact, that's Aaron's goal. Leave nothing on the surface. And well, this does a great job. And you know, I don't know what else to say. I have a link below, and you know, even if you don't buy any of this, okay, number one, it's on Amazon, so you could get it within a couple days. You could buy a bottle, so you don't have to pay exorbitant shipping charges. But even if you don't buy any of this, okay, check out the Pay It Forward campaign that Aaron's got there. You know, it's for a good cause. It helps fellow detailers out. It helps the people out that really, you know, that really need it. So, you know, I'm sorry to keep talking, long-winded. go get you some if you need some rinseless. Okay, this is not a must buy. You know, if you're going through your product, actually no rinseless I test really is a must buy. If you need rinseless, if you're running low, give this a shot. Okay, I always say I'm not going to guarantee anything, but on this one I will say, you know, you won't be disappointed if you use it. It's definitely, for me, right now, a top 5 of what I've tested this year. The Eco Wash from Geon, the McKee's version 2, the DIY Detail V2, they're all fantastic products. So anyway, and I got reviews, I got videos on all those, so check them out.